Hey, what's up? What's up? Facebook world, this is me, your boy. I'm back again. My message today is talking more about systemic racism, educating some of us because there are a lot of people who just don't know the meaning of systemic racism. Before I get into that, I'd just like to say happy anniversary to me because this week, in fact, 2 days ago, I would have celebrated my 31st year as a Massachusetts child court officer in Suffolk County. Like I told you guys, I started in June of 1989, so this is a bittersweet message here. Systemic racism, okay? I want to let you guys know, all right, the reason why I'm saying about going further with the police and not just talk about defunding police. All these protests out here are just all, police based, and they throw Black Lives Matter, and they also throw this sign, this word of systemic racism, okay? And they're so caught up in their emotions and passion that they're all just talking about the police. Well, I'm here to tell you, being a victim of systemic racism, and unlike these other folks who are not here to tell their story, I'm going to continue to tell mine. So, I made sure I wanted to let you guys know the definition of systemic racism, okay? Because you realize that these are not just separate islands, right? So it's not just the police and the firefighters and the court and institutions of like MCAD and all this other stuff. They're not separate islands. They are together, okay? They are intertwined, all right? They are a perpetrator of what we're fighting for right now. And this is the time of accountability. This is the time of people fessing up, owning up, and dealing with the consequences, because this fight is not going away. It's like a tide, and it's coming hard, okay? So the meaning of systemic racism, which is also institutional racism, okay, because there are people behind bars in the institutions that are being discriminated against and treated wrong and done wrong because they just don't have the means and the ways to get through the system. But institutional racism, also known as systemic racism, is a form of racism which is embedded like a tick, like cancer, like it's embedded as normal practice within society. Police are a part of the society, or an organization, okay? So the courthouse and MCAD, they're an organization. It can lead to issues such as discrimination in criminal justice, the court system, employment, housing, healthcare, political power, right? State house, city hall, the feds, and education, all right? So when you guys are out here saying about systemic racism, right? You have to know what the meaning is. You have to go further, right? So I see these guys protesting. They're going all the way past the state house, past the court system, right? Because the Superior Court is right downtown. And this message here is also for those fellow officers in that system, right? Some are still in there, and some of them who have left out either by their own means or by racist people that's in the system. Not everyone in the system is racist, okay? Not every white person that has authority is bad. But I'm here to tell you through my story, my experiences, I'm putting them out there, all right? Because I'm no longer going to stay quiet, all right? And this is for you folks out there as well. Let's not stay quiet. Let's speak up, okay? Because at one time, all right, one day you're going to have to answer a question from your grandkids when they say, hey, grandma, hey, granddad, oh, wow, that 2020, that was a part of history, right? What did you do, grandma, grandpa? How did you fight? And imagine having to tell your grandkids, oh, I didn't fight. Oh, I was too afraid. Oh, I didn't want to lose anything. Oh, I didn't want... That's a legacy, okay? You want your grandkids, just like how we study our history and see those people like in Tulsa and Black Wall Street and Rosewood and fighting, okay? How do you want to be remembered, because it's time to stand up for this stuff, right? I'm not being quiet anymore, okay? The system, okay, it destroys people on both sides of the spectrum, right? So it destroys people that are locked up in the system, right, who have made infractions, who have made mistakes, but it's built so much against them on a lot of ways, right, that they can't pay the fines, right? They put them in positions where they have to take this course and do that and do that. They set them up to fail. There used to be a joke within the white community, some of the white halves in the court system, and I know this for a fact. They used to joke around and say that as long as those people, right, as long as those people keep getting into trouble, I will always have a job. And they used to laugh. Now just think about that for a second. As long as these people keep getting in trouble, we will always have a job, right? One thing I used to do, and that's why they didn't like me in there, right? Because I used to go down there and I used to challenge those prisoners. Stand there and say, listen, as I'm feeding them, imagine what would happen if you stopped getting into trouble. The system will collapse. That's what some people in the systemic racism, that's what they think. It goes higher, guys. Please, let's not stop at the cops, the police officers. Please, let's start protesting outside the court system. Please, let's start protesting outside MCAD. And, you know, we're all talking about and being blinded by the police. But I'm here to tell you that it goes a lot higher. Now I'm going to tell you my personal reasons why. Okay, I am calling these people out because they are who they are. All right. Like I told you guys about what happened to me in the court system, how that first started was from a judge from West Roxbury Court. Okay, the case is over. I have nothing to hide. I've been saying this from the beginning, and I'm going to be transparent with you guys. I'm going to go on a limb and say to you guys these names, 3 names. Okay, one's a lawyer, one's a judge, and one was, or probably is still, a director of security in the Massachusetts trial court. And if not, he got demoted. But the point is he's still in the system, if he is. And even if he isn't, then the fact that they allowed him to keep going on this long after even what he did to me and others in the system, they still should be held accountable, okay? And those 3 people are Judge Kathleen Coffey from West Roxbury Court. You don't have to take my word for it, guys. You just talk to anyone that's in that court system that is even have been on the other side of her bench, okay? They will tell you this. This is the same judge, okay, who told me that she didn't want me to spook a white gentleman, okay, after she asked me to go ask him what he was in the court for, all right? This is the same judge who said to people in the court that she will clip my wings, okay? This is the same judge that when an interracial couple walked in front of her on any type of situation, whether it was an assault at home or a restraining order or something, she would come harder on them, all right? And remember, as a court officer, you're standing side by side with a judge. You're in the lobby with them, okay, who would hammer the defendant of color and chastise and pull the victim, the white victim, over to the side and chastise her. She would come harder on that. This same judge had a gentleman in the MBTA, great gentleman, nice gentleman, who's been in MBTA for years. Okay, he had a little infraction because we're normal, right? But hammered him, kept her name on his case for years, made him lose his job, made him go through so much. All right, where just recently, from what I understand, he's fought so much to get her name off of her case. Okay, she was so bad to the people of color that I remember that she posted a face of a gentleman who threatened her. Right, so it was almost like a wanted poster she had at the courthouse in West Roxbury, telling us if we see him, arrest him immediately. Okay, because people were tired of the way this woman acted. And that's why I say that I'm going to keep fighting that judges should not be a lifetime job. They should be scrutinized, they should be vetted, they should be investigated, okay? Because if this judge would have been investigated and would have had somebody on her, she would not have been allowed to keep doing what she did, okay? Because this is where it started with me. I have been fighting with Judge Coffey in the beginning since 2007, okay? So, The next person, right? And you don't have to take my word. Just ask people. Ask people. Court officers out there, you guys know. Lawyers, no. People were afraid to touch my case because it led to her. It started from her. They were afraid because they used to tell me, I'm going to have to stand in front of this judge one day. So you don't have to take my word. Everything I'm telling you guys, you do not have to take my word. Do your homework. This is what I'm saying about what's going on, my case. Find out, peel back that layer, right? The second person is former director of security. From what I heard, he's been demoted. He may still be in the system because he was still allowed to be in the system after he did what he did, right? After he had a deposition, right? And a deposition is just as important. You're sworn to tell the truth and whole truth and nothing but the truth in its legal documents. We found out in investigation that this gentleman, Thomas J. Conley, okay, was not qualified to be a director of security, did not have the proper educational requirements, okay? He admitted that he had a personal animus towards me. He admitted that he took that young white kid, okay, his word over mine, right? John Donahue, okay? He took their word over that. MCAD Kaplan, okay, the fact finder, right? Which, by the way, what gives her the right to legal boundaries where she can, she can dismiss some evidence and allow others, right? How she can take a 20-something witness list and drop it down to 3. And 3 people were me and my former girlfriend were 2 out of those 3, right? What gives her the right, all right? Think about it. The MCAD allowed me to wait 10 years knowing this stuff about Conley, Thomas J. Conley. Knew all this, and they still allowed me to wait 10 years for justice. 10 years. Think about it. You cannot be a knucklehead for 20 years and survive, okay? At the time that this happened to me, nothing was in my record for 3 years, okay? So they did not afford me any counseling. They did not give me any type of program to go to if they felt I had an anger problem, nothing like that, right? Their decision came down like a thief in the night at 4 o'clock, where Conley sent another white gentleman to deliver the message to me, and they stripped me of everything right there on the spot, okay? Thomas J. Conley have so many complaints at MCAD, which, again, Kaplan and MCAD knew about. They had to come out through discovery and all that other stuff. That information had to come out. They knew all this, right? Think of it this way. If a police officer or a teacher or someone of authority, right, that was a part of complaints, was a part of terminating somebody, disciplining somebody, making laws, making rules, doing things that person that is authority supposed to do, right? And then you find out that person wasn't qualified, should not have even been there in the first place, right? Had personal animus towards one of the person he's going up against, right? Why wouldn't that void and dilute and would call for investigation? Like, let's peel up some of his old cases to see what's going on. Is there a pattern, right? Like they try to pick a pattern with us, right? Let's reveal their patterns, right? Because if they would have done that, they would have known that this man should not have been there, right? Knowing all that, they still allowed this man to continue to do what he did, right? That should avoid everything. Example, that chemist, right? That Annie Dukin, the woman who was like in charge of 90% of the drug cases, right? Did the analyzing it. And then it come to find out it was tainted, that she was biased, that she was the reason why a lot of these people, drug dealers, whatever it is, right? She's the reason why they were in jail. They didn't look at everything in prison. They didn't look at everything they did. They could care less. They had to release a lot of those people. What makes what this man did to me and others, what makes that any different? His cases should be scrutinized. They should be peeled back, just like mine. And you will see that there is a pattern with this man. Thomas J. Conley, if he's in the system, he should be out immediately. And the last person, the lawyer, and that is Christine Haggerty. She is one that she knows this stuff, right? Because she is the lawyer that's connected to this system. To have her continue to spearhead this thing called systemic racism, knowing and not caring that some of these people like me, you could go further. Let's try to make peace with this. She spearheaded a lot of this stuff, right? And birds of a feather flock together, okay? So I am putting on record that I have been a victim of those three. And remember what I told you about systemic racism, right? It's a connection, right? So you got a judge, you got a former director of security in security now, right? So it's a whole total different ball game, right? The judicial system and the security system, right? And you have a lawyer, right? Those three people are the reason why I'm going through what I'm going through right now. And if I can get through this and I can speak up, you can as well. Do not stay muted anymore. Speak out. To anyone out here that knows court officers, to anyone out there that know people in the system, reach out to me. My email, dobie914@gmail.com. I'm not afraid. I'm not scared, okay? Send them my way, okay? Because we're going to make this stop. This is going to end, and there's nothing they can do about it. It's about accountability, okay? I will spearhead this justice, but I need you beside me, okay? Now, I'm not asking for those ones who have lied and who have tried to make, like what's happening now, try to make someone's pain to their advantage. I'm talking about people who have been genuinely racially treated bad by the court system, right? Have lost a job, right? Who have been a victim of this stuff, to speak out. Because if you don't and you let this train go by, then you'll never have this opportunity again. Okay? So step up, speak out. I have no problem with calling them that because I was a victim of it. I'm a living testimony. Okay? I'm not Tulsa. I'm not Rosewood. I'm not all those people who have died and who can't speak for themselves. I'm alive and I'm breathing, and I'm not going to stop. The Massachusetts trial court is the biggest perpetrator of racial discrimination, of systemic racism, and it leads all the way to organizations like MCAD. Okay? So this is my message to you guys. This is personal, but it's also something that I feel I need to pass on to people. But you got to be willing to fight. Don't be afraid no more. Okay? Because the only person that can do something to you is God Almighty. Okay? And you have to have a soul. You can have anything else, but if you relinquish your soul, you are nothing. You have nothing. So this is T. Flint. I'm out. I'm letting you know I'm coming. I'm not stopping. And we're going to continue to get this going. So you have a blessed day. I hope this message teaches something, inspires someone, and gets somebody out of that little dark corner that you've been in for a long time thinking no one will believe you. I'm telling you, I believe you. So this is T. Flint. I'm out. God bless you. Stay black. And please wear your mask and don't take this coronavirus. Take it seriously, okay? Be safe. Until we meet again.